Hello, it is Michael Linson of Smart Classroom Management. So, catch students doing good is a strategy that's really popular. It's been popular for many years. It comes from the PBIS world of classroom management. We're going to discuss this strategy, whether it's effective and whether you should be using it, and if not, what you should use instead. But first, please subscribe to our channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below. Even if you disagree with us, it's okay. It'll help us out. It's the one thing that you can do that will keep our channel going. Okay, so catch students doing good is a strategy whereby the teacher sees a student doing what they're supposed to be doing, so a common expectation. So maybe your students are working in groups, and you notice one group is off task, except you see a student, let's call him Jeremy. Jeremy is doing what he's supposed to, or Jeremy and Carla are working together, doing what they're supposed to be doing, but the rest of the members of the group are off task. And what you would do in this scenario, using this strategy, is that you would approach Jeremy and Carla and you would loudly praise them so the other students around could hear your praise. So you would say, "I like how Jeremy and Carla are working." And the idea is that the other students would also want to receive praise from the teacher, and so they would see that Carla and Jeremy are receiving praise. They want to receive praise too, so they get back on task. So that's how the strategy works. It's popular because it does work in the moment. You can do that, especially with younger students. You can use this strategy. It will work in that moment. But there are lots of problems with this strategy, and I don't recommend it. And here's why. The first is that it's manipulative. You're using Carla and Jeremy in order to affect other students. And so to me and to us here at Smart Classroom Management, we never want to do anything that is that involves trickery. And so anything that we're using at the expense of other students, we're never going to do. And I think that if parents knew, if Jeremy and Carla's parents knew that they were being used in order to affect other students, I don't think that they would appreciate it. Maybe they would, but it's not something that I feel comfortable with. And in talking with hundreds and thousands of teachers over the years about this particular strategy, when teachers stop doing this and start doing something more effective that we'll talk about, they feel better about themselves. Very few teachers, after a while, don't start feeling bad about using this particular strategy because it is manipulative. The next thing is that it's dishonest. So sitting and doing what you're supposed to be doing, once it's taught and modeled and checked for understanding by the teacher, it's a lie in praising behavior that is expected because it's not worthy of praise. They're not doing anything beyond, again, the common expectation. They're not doing anything. And by praising that, what we're doing is we're lowering the bar on what is truly praiseworthy. And this is why when you see a classroom where the teachers constantly, and by the way, teachers, once they see that this strategy does work in the moment, they use it again and again and again and again. And they use it for the most ridiculous things, like pushing in chairs and lining up like they're supposed to, and choosing a library book like they're supposed to, and hanging up their backpack. These are common expectations that you don't want to praise, because what you're doing is you're praising you're saying that those things are excellent, that they're worthy of praise, and they're not. And once you do that, you can't rise above that. You can't push your students onto greater success. It becomes increasingly more difficult the more you use the strategy. Finally, it's temporary. So after a while, the students, they catch on to you're catching them being good. They see that it is a manipulative tactic and it just doesn't work anymore. It's just not very effective anymore. Here at Smart Classroom Management, everything we do has to be what's best for students long term. We're about real change in behavior. We're not about getting the teacher through the hour, to keeping a lid on the classroom. We're not about using lots of fake rewards and things and throwing a parade because a student has a good day. We're not about that because it hurts those students. It holds them back and it hurts those students over time. We want to improve over time. We want to change behavior. We want to stimulate the intrinsic motivation and this constant sort of extrinsic rewards and the intrinsic methods of motivating students. It can motivate students in the moment, and this is research based. So when PBIS says we're research based, what they mean is, yes, that will work in the moment, but what they don't tell you is that it snuffs out the intrinsic motivation of doing it. And so we're going to convince and show students that there's value in doing right in and of itself. And we're not going to praise the things that learning is intrinsically valuable. Being in the classroom is valuable, and we have ways of showing that to students, that they see it of their own and of their own volition want to be part of it. And so when we're doing that from the outside, again, it works in the moment, but it hurts their intrinsic motivation. We'll talk more about this in a subsequent video. But right now we're going to talk about what to do instead if catching students being good is manipulative, dishonest, and temporary. So what do you do instead? Well, really simply is you have a classroom management plan, right? And that protects learning. So when you have students off task, interrupting others and interrupting your teaching, we're going to enforce a consequence. We're not going to praise others in response to it. That's absurd. It's silly. It would be like praising people at a movie theater who are watching the movie like they're supposed to in order to somehow affect those few that are talking during the movie. It's silly and manipulative, and even the youngest students eventually see through it. Again, it works in the moment, but hurts them long term. Instead, enforce. I've got this below here, but enforce. And by the way, they shouldn't cross. They shouldn't be together. They're not connected at all in students misbehaving or breaking your rules and praising. They have nothing to do with each other. And if you connect them like you would and catch students being good, then you know it is a manipulative tactic. So they have nothing to do with each other. If we do see students not doing good, but doing things that are worthy of praise, and the type of praise that we talk about at Smart Classroom Management is praise that is specific and praise that is beyond what a student or class has done before, or it can also be new learning. So if we see If we teach something for the first time, teach our students at the beginning of the year how to line up or how to push in their chair. The first time they do it, we're going to praise them for it as a class. If a student has improved their behavior over time, so real improvement, not just not just one period or whatever, but we've actually seen some true improvement, then we give praise. Now, there's a way we praise that we'll discuss in a future video, but just know that the praise that we give must be worthy and it must be honest and true. Again, based on true accomplishment or effort or behavior beyond what they've done before. And again, that has nothing to do with any other student misbehaving. The other thing that we do is that we praise the student's work. We don't praise the student as a person. We praise what they've done. We point out the actual work because praise is one of the best forms of feedback. It lets a student know I'm on the right track. It's also something that the student already knows in their heart. They already know that they've been improving. When a teacher, someone that they trust and admire, comes up and points it out to them, then it matters. Then it gets those engines moving even more. Those intrinsic engines even more because it's feedback. And it's based on a higher bar, on an ascension of their effort or performance. Or again, new learning, a different category, but we want to praise new learning. Again, giving feedback to let them know they're on the right track. Okay? So, catch students doing good, very bad. Stop it right now. It doesn't help. In the long term, it makes things more difficult. In the future, when you use it, separate praise from misbehavior, completely separate topics. Use your classroom management plan. When your students are off task or misbehaving, just follow your plan. And then praise, just true, worthy praise, only for that particular student or only for the classroom based on true accomplishment. Okay, I hope that helps and hope you're having a great week and see you next time.